yourself first, tell a little bit about yourself, and then we'll do your presentation. After that, you'll have 10 minutes for questions and answers. Your topic for your presentation was pony play on a budget, or you don't have to sell the ranch to play pony. Take it away.
Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Rochelle, aka Ginger Pony from Indianapolis, and I'm going to talk to you about pony play on a budget, which is wonderful because I have a very tight budget, and I think that a lot of people look and see, like right off the bat, they see all the beautiful tack and think, wow, that is just way more than I can afford, so I'm out. But you don't have to be out. One of the things, the very first type of tack that I had was a rope harness and a rope tail. And I know that you can do a rope bit and rope range. You can do your entire tack with rope. And rope can be very inexpensive. If you're creative, you can make your own tack. For example, I didn't make this. I'm not that creative. I have the ideas, but I just can't bring them into fruition. This is my bridle and my bit. Now, my bit I got at a tack store that was going out of business. I paid $9 for it. The rest of this is constructed from a belt that I got at Goodwill that I paid 99 cents for. And then we cut it, and I think I even got the leather punch at Tractor Supply for like $3 on clearance. Tractor Supply is another fabulous place to go. You see online, you can buy it online. You can buy a riding crop online. You can pay $30 for a riding crop online. Or you can walk into your local Tractor Supply. I don't know if they have those around the country or not, but so it's a farm store, and you go to buy feed and anything you would need on a farm there. You can go in there and you can get one for $10, which I think is amazing. I spent a lot of time just roaming around Tractor Supply, looking at things that are made for bio horses that I can adjust for myself to use in my pony play. Another wonderful thing, I had someone make this for me, because again, I'm not creative. It's my tail. This is a Dickies belt from Walmart. That was $10. This hair is called Yaki hair, and it comes from beauty supply stores, and it's 99 cents a package. I took 4 packs, put them together. My friend looped this through an O-ring and then secured it with string, and then we bed wrapped it, and it's held on here, and this tail probably is no more than $20. So between the two, I'm probably at $40, which I think is amazing. Also, when you're going to get a cat suit or your pony skin, I use leggings that I got from Walmart. They cost me, I think, $10 tops. If you really are frugal and you look around, you can spend a minimal amount of money and maximize your tack. I think that my tack is great. And I probably I have under $100 invested in my tack, for sure. As far as grazed through everything instead of taking my time here. I have been speaking to some of the contestants here, and I found that there are resale tack shops I didn't know about, so I would like to investigate that and see what that's all about and try to get some bargains that way. Like I said, just take your time, and once you have decided that pony play is really something that you want to dedicate your time and your finances to, then I think maybe it's okay to save up and spend a little bit of money on some better tack that's more aesthetically pleasing to you or makes you feel better about your pony play. But you don't have to have that in order to get into the headspace of a pony. Like I said, rope is fantastic. You can have an entire pony tack outfit with just rope. Touched on Tractor Supply before. Things that you can get there are crops, whips, vet wrap. I was looking at, I think they're like hoof covers, and they're for a bio horse and they Velcro on, and so I've been looking around there at how I can adjust those for myself with minimal effort to maybe make my own hooves instead of paying. I've looked online for them, and the cheapest ones I found were like $109. And that's just absolutely out for me. That's not something that I can afford. And I know not a lot of people are independently wealthy that can spend $1,000 for a pony play outfit. So just go out, roam through places like Walmart, Tractor Supply, Goodwill, and have a keen eye. Be aware, look for things that you can see the potential in those to transform them into something that you can utilize for your pony play that is inexpensive. Like I said, I got the belt for the bridle material is a belt. I paid 99 cents for it, and I still have a lot of it at home that I can use to incorporate into other pieces of tack. I have a real horsehair tail, which was my original intent going in was to have one, and I got a great deal on it. I got it on eBay. I bid $50 for it. And I got it, and it's just not thick enough and full enough. Hence, I've been searching for one for $50 since, and there's not one in that color. So that's why I went over to using the Yaki hair, because it is so cheap and you can get an abundance of it and make a really beautiful full tail with $5. I did purchase my reins from Tractor Supply, and I did kind of splurge a little bit on those, and I spent $30 on them. In Indiana, we have a really awesome leather shop that sells scrap leather and pieces of leather, leather string, just anything leather. And I like to go in there and roam around and see what I can get to take to my people who make my tack for me. And it's really cheap. They have big, giant, 50-gallon cardboard drums that are just filled to the brim with big pieces, little pieces, all kinds of scrap leather. And you can search and dig around. I love to search and dig around and root around for bargains. So that's right up my alley. And you can walk out of there with probably everything that you need to make a really nice outfit for $50. Which I know that's getting up there a little bit, but still in relation to how much I have contacted some of the people that make tack around the country and within our community, and I can't touch anything that I see for under $300. And that's just for a harness and matching headgear. So I knew immediately that I was gonna have to kind of get creative and have my wheels spinning, and because I'm a pony, I have to have my tag. And I just had to find different ways to get it for myself. And my mom did a good job. We grew up going thrift shopping. I mean, I never had new clothes as a kid. I always had secondhand clothes, and so it's just second nature to me to go and root around and see what I can find and what I can do with something that you would see and be like, I can never be a piece of horseback. I can never do anything. But you can make it very easily if you just have a little bit of imagination. And for me, people that can understand, they're in my head with me, and they're like, okay, she can't draw, but she can talk and explain this to me, and I get it, and then they create it for me. I'm trying to make it pretty cool for her. My husband made the bridle for me, and he thinks my pony play is just absolutely silly, but he's supportive in that way, that he will do these things for me because I need him to do those. And I think that making your own tag really makes it more special and more personalized. Like, I know that some people will loan out their tag, but now because I've created that tag really from nothing, I treasure it. I truly value it. I really don't want anybody else to wear it. And I guess that's a little bit selfish. I mean, if it came down to it, I probably would, but it really makes me appreciate what I have more, because I had to go and search these items out and make it for myself instead of just going out and purchasing it and here it is. And one day I will save up and I will get a beautiful, beautiful outfit for myself. But until then, I will be scouring Tractor Supply, and Walmart, and Goodwill, and resale tack shops, and anywhere else I can find to collect things up and make some beautiful equipment for myself, and hopefully others in my community that come into pony play. Thank you.
Any questions? You have 10 minutes. I see a question already in the front row from one of the judges.
Can you share a bit about the footgear? I've seen some ponies in boots, but I've seen ponies in hooves. I don't know anything about the footgear, so can you share?
I know I could absolutely not maneuver in those beautiful, gorgeous pony boots. What I use are Timberlands, and I purchased those Timberlands on clearance sale at Macy's for $39. And they're very comfortable and they're very practical, and I think Juju had mentioned before, they have good traction on the bottom of them. And at one point I was like, oh, I want to get some fancier, prettier boots. And Ann said, no, those are exact. Those are right, those are the boots. And those are the boots. Yes, ma'am.
I noticed on your headstall you have a metal bit. Can you talk a little bit about safety concerns?
Yes.
The difference between a metal and a rubber bit?
A metal bit you're going to want to wrap, and I have a product called Seal Tech, and it is a latex bandage wrap that they use to wrap horses with, and I wrap that around my bit so that I don't chip my teeth or break a tooth if I happen to bite down really hard. I'm a little bit of a biter, so I tend to bite down on it. And then you avoid that altogether with a rubber bit or one of the Happy Mouth bits, because you just don't have the issue of breaking your teeth with the metal. Thank you.
So I thought it was interesting that you said your husband thought it was silly, and so I would imagine that it would take a lot of courage to pursue it if you have a partner that thinks it's silly. So can you talk a little bit about that?
I can. sometimes it's very crushing to me that someone I love so much in the beginning couldn't understand. And I am kind of a person that's like, squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. So he probably was just like, "Ah, she can get over this. This is just another passing fancy that she has." He's getting on board a little more with me now that he understands that it is a need that I have. He still thinks it's silly, but he's more on board with me, and it's becoming more uplifting for me. But yes, I do sometimes I have to reach down really hard because the person that I love the most in my life for a good deal of my pony play life was not supported. But he texted me this morning and said, "Good luck, Ginger," and that's the very first time that he's ever addressed me as Ginger Pony. And so it was just a really touching thing for me this morning. Of course, I woke up crying and was like, "I love you so much, but you're making me cry."
So how do ponies who live in areas where you guys are clearly never been front runners, how do you continue your own training? How do you learn more? You push through your paces. How do you?
I put myself through my paces. When I'm cleaning my house, I'll high step or practice Spanish walk, or I go out into my yard and I have a little granddaughter that gets out there with me, and she'll run around and she'll do the gates and say, "Is this right, Mima?" So she's probably like my biggest fan and my biggest supporter family-wise, and I just do a lot of it alone practicing.
So you did your whole presentation on gear on the budget and alluded to when you have the money. So money is no object. One piece of gear, what would it be that you would purchase and why?
I would purchase bridle that has the mane attached to it, just because I think it's fabulous and I would love to prance around like that. I think that it's absolutely stunning.
Okay, you say you're from Indianapolis.
I am.
Okay. Your neighbor down the road, it's Harold. It's a blizzard, it's snowing. They saw on TV, what convertibles in the house could they try this with no training, etc.? How could they attempt this on a snowy Friday night in their living room?
In the living room.
Well, it's a blizzard.
Outside.
It's a blizzard.
Clear your furniture away. Give yourself a nice little bit of space. If you have things like ribbon around your house, or even yarn or string, you could. I don't know what you would use for the rings, but I'm sure you could. I got my rings actually off a pair of my husband's boots that he was no longer using, that are on my bridle. So, I mean, you could incorporate something like that and create yourself a small bit out of ribbon, yarn, string, and your reins, and maybe tie yourself a cute little harness and go for it.
What about something like a pencil for so they can play in the living room. You wouldn't have to have all this expensive equipment and trainers and things like that. You can try it. Per se.
Absolutely, at home, between
To see if it's
themselves to
more.
see if there was something that they were really into. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. I believe that was our last contestant. So the judges have all their data, have all their questions answered, and they can work on tally of the score.